Hey, what's up, guys? It's Eric, back from a short vacation, and wanted to take a time to tell you about my 2 days in Chicago. It was an awesome time for more than one reason. Let me start by saying that I went to go see Garth Brooks. That was it for me. I wanted to go see the very first show back on the world tour for Garth Brooks because for those of you who don't know, Garth Brooks is the reason I do what I do today. It is the reason that I'm in country radio. I mean, about 22 years ago, I heard my first Garth Brooks song and was a country fan from that point on. Even as a kid, I was the one guy that was listening to country when everybody else was listening to other stuff, and it was all because of Garth. And then I got into country radio again after that. After my love for country music got so huge, I had to be around it all the time. So 11 years in country radio, 11 years before that as a country fan. That's what brought me to be at the Garth Brooks show. Again, had nothing to do with being in radio. I bought my tickets. I decided to make the drive with some friends and actually became much closer friends with a lot of Garth fanatics, including Chief of Police Billy Boland, who went along, and that was a lot of fun. So let me just tell you my experience. Now, the only part that radio played in any of this vacation was my chance to meet my idol. I did send out an email to a record friend of mine and just seeing if there was any chance at all. Any chance. I didn't have high hopes, but I thought, yeah, if I can have the chance to meet my idol, Garth Brooks. I met a lot of people, but Garth would be the one for me. Never met him. So, the day of the show, lunchtime, we're in Chicago already. We're eating some of that Chicago world-famous pizza at Gino's. And I get the text. It's good. It's good to go. You and you alone will get to go and meet Garth Brooks. All you got to do is come to the will call, get your pass, and you can go meet Garth Brooks at 6:15. I was so excited. I was like, let's do this. Let's go and check this out. And so what happens? Well, we leave an hour early from the hotel. Well, being that we're only about 10 miles away, we can get to the concert in plenty of time for me to get my pass. Well, here we are, about 6:05, still in traffic, looking at the venue, saying, we just need to get there. We're almost there, thinking that my time had passed. But then, traffic starts moving. We get in. We're only about a minute or two after 6:15. Okay, great. Go to the venue and say, is this will call? No, will call's on the opposite end of the building. So, we run to the opposite end of the building. Turns out, no, will call's not only on the opposite end of the building, it's in a different building altogether. So we have to run across the street. Go to will call. Ask for the pass that should be under my name. And it's not there. I give them my ID. They look at it. Pass is not there. It's not under the radio station. It's not under an alternate spelling. It's just not there. So I text my friend who works for the record label and say, what's the deal? I don't have my pass. Is this not going to happen? And I've been okay with that. I'm still going to see Garth Brooks. I'm okay. But no, he says, no, we're working on it. So he tries again and, well, can't really get through to anybody. The will call's not budging. They don't have anything for me. So the only thing I get out of all this was maybe just go check at stage right, which is right next to the stage. And maybe the meet and greet is there and you can get into it. But no, at this point, it's too late. The meet and greet's already gone. And thank you to the prodding of Billy, who was there with me. He said, we don't give up. So I didn't give up. Went down there next to the stage and said, hey, I'm supposed to have this meet and greet. I'm with radio in Evansville, and I know the girl's name that's supposed to have me back there. And it goes on and on. Nobody has an answer for me until a young lady walks out a group of people from backstage, and it turns out that Billy knows her because of his obsession with Garth Brooks. That's putting it lightly. He has actually met Garth's manager before, and that's her. She's right there. So he goes and talks to her and says, there's this other young lady who's supposed to have a meet and greet for my friend. So she goes back, and she finds her, and she brings her out. And she says, I don't know, it might be too late. But then they have the little powwow and decide, you know what? 30 seconds. That's all we can give you, but 30 seconds if you want to come back here. And I said, heck yeah, I want to come back there. So we go back. When I go back, I talk to another manager and don't know his name, but started talking to him. telling him my situation, telling him who I am, where I'm from, saying I was just supposed to be in this meet and greet, but I don't know what happened. And here comes this familiar laugh from down the hall. And I turn to see the man himself. Garth Brooks himself is standing right next to me. He grabs me in a bear hug, hugs me as tight as he can, tells me thanks for coming. I've never met the man in my life. He doesn't know who I am. But gives me a huge hug. Says, I heard you talking. I heard your voice. Thank you for coming. We talked for more than 30 seconds, I will tell you that. He was glad to sit there and talk, a half an hour before he went on stage for the first time after almost 20 years away, right? So there it was. My meeting with Garth Brooks. He was so good to me. He was so nice to me. And I told him, thank you for leading me to my career. And he said, no, thank you for my career. Awesome, awesome guy. That is my idol. That is the one guy that I always waited for. And they always say never meet your idols because you'll be disappointed. I wasn't. I wasn't in this case, and I loved every minute of it. So thank you to Billy. Thank you to RG, my record guy, for helping me get there. And the show was awesome. And even cooler about the show, we had some crazy celebrities sitting right behind us. And you can find out more about that right below, or subscribe to our YouTube channel and find out all about that. But hey, there's my story about meeting Garth Brooks, and I will never forget it, and I hope that we cross paths again. Thanks. Have a good one.